There are 8 reasons it's important to declare God's goodness. The first reason is it acknowledges God's sovereignty and faithfulness. When we declare God's goodness, we recognize and affirm His sovereignty over our lives and the world around us. God's goodness is an integral part of who He is. Declaring it honors His faithfulness and trustworthiness, reminding ourselves and others that He is always good, no matter their circumstances. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in Him. Psalms 34:8. The second reason is that it strengthens our faith and trust in God. By declaring His goodness, we remind ourselves of His unchanging character in times of doubt or difficulty. Speaking or proclaiming God's goodness reinforces our trust in His plans for us, reminding us that He is working for our good. The third reason, it promotes gratitude and worship. It helps us cultivate a heart of gratitude. When we verbally acknowledge God's goodness, we are drawn into a spirit of worship and praise. It shifts our focus from what is lacking or difficult to what is abundant and present. God's love, grace, mercy, and kindness. The fourth reason, it testifies to others. Our declaration of God's goodness can be a powerful witness to others. It becomes a testimony of God's work in our lives and a source of encouragement to those who may be struggling or doubting His goodness. The fifth reason, it invites God's presence into our hearts. Declaring His goodness not only invites His presence into our hearts and our environments, but we get to focus on His attributes, which means we get to make space for Him to move in our lives. The fifth reason, it brings peace and hope. When we declare God's goodness, we remind ourselves that His nature is inerrantly good, even when we face struggles. Declaring this truth can help bring peace, knowing that God's goodness is greater than our challenges. The seventh reason, it builds a kingdom mindset. It helps our hearts align with His kingdom. It shifts our focus away from our temporary troubles to His eternal promises. And the eighth reason, it aligns our heart with God's will. Declaring God's goodness helps us align our hearts with His will and His purpose for our lives. It acts as a reminder that even in difficult times, God is still good, and we can trust that His plan for us is better than what we could imagine. Declaring God's goodness isn't just an act of worship. It's a powerful spiritual practice that strengthens our faith, promotes gratitude, and shapes our worldview. It reminds us of God's unchanging nature, encourages others, and invites God's presence into our lives. Through these declarations, we affirm that no matter what, God is always good, and His goodness is worthy of our praise, trust, and love.